Welcome back to the Comedy Show, where we tell it like it is and we don't care how you feel. And this is my first video back in almost 2 years. Had a lot going on in the personal life. I got married. Me and my wife moved to Georgia from Florida. And we also had our first child together, our first boy. We're extremely blessed, extremely excited to have him here. But I'm also excited to be able to make these videos again. I love Georgia football and college football. I also love just talking about it. I could talk for days and days and days on end about Georgia football and college football. So I'm excited to just be able to make these videos again. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Georgia takes on Austin Peay this weekend at home. They get a 28-6 victory. And I always like to tell myself not to overreact to these types of games because there's only so much you can take from these games. But at the end of the day, you got to call a spade a spade. And Georgia they did not look good this game. Defense looked phenomenal. Lights out. Love what I saw from the defense. 2 weeks in a row, defense played lights out. They played elite. Yes, it was against Marshall and Austin Peay, but nonetheless, they looked phenomenal doing so. I don't really have too much to say from the defense. They did just about everything you could really ask them to do. Offense, on the other hand, not too happy, not too excited after what I saw this last Saturday against Austin Peay. And there's a couple different reasons. Like I said, I definitely like to tell myself not to overreact, but wasn't impressed with the offense this last game. A couple different reasons. That offensive line, pass protection was atrocious. It was rough. They've got to get better. I do like what I saw out of the run game, the first 2 games of the season. I liked what I saw against Marshall. I liked what I saw against Austin Peay with the run game. I do think that they have improved greatly from last season to this season when it comes to the run game. I've always been a believer Georgia should be a run-first program. Run the damn ball. I think if Georgia's able to do that, I think they win more games than they lose. So, sorry you can ask for. But like what I see in the run game. But pass protection was not there. It was not there all game long. Saw kind of some signs of that in the first game, but it really reared its head in this game. I just felt like Gunnar Stockton had almost no time to throw. He took steps back. He was pressured quite often. Didn't really get comfortable. Didn't really get in a groove. There was almost no deep shots downfield. And that pass protection, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way around it. It was just not good. And if Georgia wants to be able to win the SEC, contend for the college football playoff, make the college football playoff, and then contend and win a national championship, they got to get better up front. It starts up front, and that pass protection on the offensive line has got to get better. Another thing I did not like that was very frustrating was the offensive game plan. To me, it felt like the same exact 2024 offensive game plan. Screen pass, screen pass, screen pass, run, screen pass. Very frustrating to watch. Yeah, you can maybe tell me that the coaches wanted to kind of keep it simple this week. Just get in there, get a W, get out, and move on to Tennessee. I'll give you that. But still kind of concerning when one of our biggest issues last year, besides turnovers, was very simplistic and downright just like unimaginative play calling. It showed this game. Maybe you can sit here and also say that a lot of the play calls, a lot of what happened on offense was due to the fact that the pass protection was just not there. We were not good up front on the offensive line, and Gunnar Stockton was not able to take shots downfield. We were not able to be explosive. Yeah, I definitely do think that is part of it. But just was not really impressed overall with the offensive game plan. You got to be explosive in this college football times, especially in the SEC. When Georgia did go down the field on offense, they did look very good when their scoring drives. All their scoring drives looked good. They were very methodical. 4-yard run here, 8-yard run here, a 9-yard pass here, a 4-yard gain here. So they went down the field. They were able to march down the field very methodically when they did do it, but there was zero explosive plays the entire game, zero. And to be able to win it all, like if you want to win a national championship in today's college football world, you got to be able to grind it out and also be explosive. You have to take shots downfield. You got to get big chunk plays. And Georgia had 0 this Saturday. I keep notes of everything. Like that's just one page of notes that I literally take for each individual drive. And I kept a tally, a counter of how many times Georgia threw the ball behind the offensive line, essentially just like a simple screen pass. And I think I got like to 10 or 12 and just stopped counting because I was like, this is ridiculous. So little concerning there, hoping that maybe because it was Austin Peay, we just wanted to keep things simple and get out of there with a W. But hoping to see a much improvement on that for next game when they play Tennessee. Another thing that I was concerned about, besides the offensive pass protection, the offensive line, and the offensive game plan, was Gunnar Stockton's ability to actually be comfortable in the pocket. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that Gunnar Stockton is the man for the job. I am Gunnar Stockton, ride or die. I think that like Kirby Smart knows what's up, he's going to put the best players on the field, and he chose Gunnar Stockton. I do think that I love Gunnar Stockton's attitude. I love the way that he plays. I love the way that, like, his ability that he brings to this offense, I think is absolutely fantastic. His ability to run the ball, dual threat, I love. But my one concern that I saw is I felt like even though he has such a great ability to tuck the ball and run, his legs are an extreme threat. I feel like there was quite a few times in this past game against Austin Peay that he kind of relied on that, or he went to that, he jumped to that too quickly. There were so many times I felt like he took his steps back, planted his foot, went to his first read, it wasn't there, got uncomfortable, tucked the ball and ran. Or he took his steps back, felt pressure, and instead of going through his progressions, he tucked the ball and ran. I do think that if you want to be successful, especially as a quarterback, obviously as a quarterback, you got to be able to be comfortable in the pocket, even under pressure, go through your progressions, and deliver the ball downfield. You got to pull the trigger on it. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love Gunnar Stockton's ability to tuck the ball and run. He has such a great way of turning nothing into something. If he sees that there's nothing going on downfield, the play is blown up. He's got a 320-pound lineman right there on his tail. He's able to tuck the ball, hightail out of there, and pick up 5 yards, 8 yards of first down. Hell, he may even turn around for a touchdown. He did that first game, twice in the first game. So I definitely do love that ability, but I want to be able to see Gunnar Stockton become more comfortable in the pocket, even under pressure. Got to go through your progressions. That even if that means stepping up in the pocket when it collapses, or even moving out. Even if when you get out of the pocket, you should still be able to keep your eyes downfield, go through your progressions, and be able to deliver the ball. Not immediately get out of the pocket and then just immediately take off running. So definitely saw a lot of that in this last game. And I definitely do think that needs to be improved if Georgia has any shot of getting where they want to go this season, especially with SEC competition coming up and their first road game coming up next week. So, and I would also say the most concerning thing about this entire game across the board is the fact that Georgia had the ball on the 1 yard line at the end of the first half and had 5 opportunities to get the ball into the end zone, and they could not. 5 different opportunities they had, and they could not. At the end of the day, you give credit to Austin Peay for holding there, for taking a stand there, but Georgia's offensive line should be able to line up against Austin Peay's defensive line, push them back a yard, and score a touchdown. The fact that Georgia had 5 plays on the 1 yard line and couldn't get in, that is the most concerning thing from this whole game. Got to get better. I mean, that's just inexcusable. It was inexcusable execution, inexcusable time management, inexcusable play calling. Whatever it is, it was shitty across the board. Across the board, no excuses. You cannot have that and expect to go on the road and beat Tennessee, to go down to Jacksonville and beat Florida, to beat Alabama at home. You got to be able to punch it in there. Against Austin Peay, You got to punch it in there. That was really frustrating. I'm glad that there was the weather delay, because I was furious. I was fuming. I could not believe that they could not get it in on that drive. But nonetheless, Georgia gets the win. They get to move on. They focus on Tennessee next week. Unfortunately, a pretty gnarly injury with Austin Barber. I thought that was a pretty nasty, ugly injury. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. He is going to be out for the rest of the season. So very unfortunate there. Hopefully, he can get recover very quick, get back as soon as possible. But they move on. They get the W. A lot of things to improve on the offensive side of the ball. Defense looks great. Carry that defense over to the next game. I will be making a prediction and preview and prediction video for the Georgia-Tennessee game coming up next week. That will be coming out tomorrow, so look out for that. But other than that, that's all. Over and out.